Welcome to this edition of Head to Head. I'm your host, Cam McKinney, and this is episode number 364 of the podcast. And on this episode, I'm talking about Red Sox designated hitter Rafeal Devers. The biggest story this year so far for the Boston Red Sox has not been their play on the field. It has been the fact that Rafeal Devers, the longtime third baseman, has been moved to designated hitter. It all started when the Red Sox brought in Alex Bregman, who is viewed as one of the best defensive third basemen in the sport. He won the Gold Glove just last season. Devers was not happy at all when it was announced that Bregman would be playing third base. Devers basically missed all of spring training and during the team's first 5 regular season games went hitless, but then became the Devers we know. Say what you will about the guy, but he can hit at an elite level. And when the hitting started to come, it felt like the controversy was behind us. That wasn't until Red Sox first baseman Tristan Casas was seemingly lost for the remainder of the season. Here's what Devers' response was to possibly playing first base. Quote, "They had the conversation with me. I don't think for me personally it's the best decision after they asked me to play a different position and I only had 2 months playing this position to all of a sudden have me try to play another position. So, from my end, it doesn't seem like a good decision." End quote. Rafeal Devers clearly took a strong stance. He also told the media, quote, "I'm a ball player, but at the same time, they can't expect me to play every single position out there." End quote. And as you can imagine, since these comments have come out, there has been a strong reaction from both Red Sox fans and the Red Sox themselves. Since Devers has met with the Red Sox, including team owner John Henry, and who really knows what will become of all of that? I mean, like I said, I thought the situation was completely done with when he started to hit like the Rafeal Devers of old, but something new keeps emerging from this story, keeping it alive. If you are a fan of the Boston Red Sox, it is completely fair to be baffled by the fact that Devers continues to say all of the wrong things at the absolute worst times. But I'm also left wondering why the team has to take every opportunity they have to make him look like a villain. Like it or not, he's their most well-known player and their highest paid player. In my opinion, they are not helping him out whatsoever, and they repeatedly make him look like the bad guy. Look, I get it. He's not doing any favors for himself whatsoever. Most fans are against Devers in all of this. He's highly paid and should do what the team asks him to do, and that makes sense. However, it ignores the fact that for years they had him believing he was way more than adequate at third base. They never made it feel like a problem, his defense, until they absolutely had a better option at third base in Alex Bregman. And if you've been a fan of the team like myself, then you know just how bad Rafeal Devers has been playing the position, but they never made it seem like it was a problem. They ignored it. That's my big problem here. They never went to him and said, "This is a problem." I think it's fair to say that they have completely blindsided him from the get-go getting Alex Bregman. I mean, look at what the Blue Jays did with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. They just quietly moved him from third base to first base. He now has his big contract with the team, and he seems happy in Toronto. There was no feud between Guerrero and the Blue Jays. He just moved positions and they were all on the same page. The Red Sox should be blamed here because it's their jobs to be on the same page as the player. The Blue Jays dealt with the issue of Guerrero Jr.'s defense head on, and he's changed positions and in fact has won a Gold Glove now at first base, while the Red Sox ignored it with Devers. And what did that do? It made Rafeal Devers believe that he was not bad defensively. And I know what you're thinking. It's obvious to anyone who's ever watched him play that he is not a good defender, but his employer never told him that until they had a better option. Some of the issues here are understandable. I mean, the Red Sox did not know they were going to land Alex Bregman. It came quite late in the offseason. season, but they should have gone to Rafeal Devers from the beginning and said, if we get this guy, you are not going to play third base. And then if you did that, he could be painted as a villain even more because he would be the obvious villain. He would be going against what the team is telling him. I kind of side with Rafeal Devers in a way because I don't think the team has been upright and honest about the situation from the start. I'm not all that interested in what this means for the Red Sox this season because they are not trading him tomorrow, but one has to wonder what the long-term future is for Devers with the Red Sox. I mean, he is under contract for the next 9 years. Hard to believe he's going to be on the team for long. And one of the things that's not getting talked about enough about this story is the fact that Devers thinks he's making a sacrifice for a not very good baseball team. If the Boston Red Sox were legitimate contenders and not a team that juggles back and forth between being 500, I'd like to believe that Devers would be more accepting to help the club out. Yes, I understand all the fans calling him a bad teammate, but he may look at this situation and go, no matter where I move, this team still isn't winning enough games. There's a real ego here for sure, but he must look at the team and probably thinks he's far and away the best player on it. Back when I first started to pay attention to baseball, Alex Rodriguez was traded to the New York Yankees, and a lot of people wondered if A-Rod was going to play shortstop and Jeter was going to switch positions, but then immediately it was known that A-Rod was going to be playing first base, and he was accepting of that because he thought of Derek Jeter on his level, that they were both all-time great players bound for the Hall of Fame. Clearly, and it's part of the problem, Rafeal Devers does not view Alex Bregman on the same level as him, and maybe he is. I mean, Alex Bregman is a World Series winner in his own right. He has a history with the Houston Astros. I've been thinking about this. Let's say that Mookie Betts had stayed with the Red Sox and the Red Sox wanted to move Mookie Betts to third base. I bet that Rafeal Devers would be willing to switch another position so that Mookie Betts could play third base because he thought of Mookie Betts on his level of player. This is the other problem. When Rafeal Devers first got to the Red Sox, they had a great roster. He was not the number one star. They had Mookie Betts. They had JD Martinez. They had Chris Sale. They had other stars. He was not their best player. He was a part of the puzzle, but was not the main piece. And now he's the highest paid player and probably thinks very highly of himself and is probably aware of the fact that he's the lone remaining member of the 2018 Red Sox team that had the best record in the regular season and went on to win the World Series. He is looking at it and going, I am the face of the Boston Red Sox. Jarren Duran does not have a ring with the Red Sox. Alex Bregman does not have a ring with the Red Sox. I'm the guy who's won here. I actually believe if you look at this situation logically, both sides are wrong. Rafeal Devers has not acted like the face of the Red Sox in this situation, and the Red Sox have not treated Rafeal Devers like he is their best player. And maybe that's on purpose, but it's a bad strategy. Another thing that makes Devers look bad in a situation like this is look at all of the stars in the game who are willing to change positions. Bryce Harper of the Phillies now plays first instead of the outfield. Jose Altuve for the Astros and Javier Baez for the Tigers are two infielders now playing the outfield, and two former teammates of Devers have changed positions. Xander Bogaerts of the Padres went from shortstop to second, and Mookie Betts for the Dodgers went from the outfield to shortstop. Devers, for whatever reason, has viewed all of this as a diss. I think non-Red Sox fans really do understand the fact that it's not good for a 28-year-old to now be a full-time DH. I think Red Sox fans think the DH is something that it's not anymore because we all grew up watching David Ortiz. Oh, he's the DH and he's still the face of the organization. I think the DH position in the sport now is mainly used to give the best players days off. Nobody wants to be a full-time DH. The days of David Ortiz and Edgar Martinez are gone. Now the position is used to play a guy who's not good defensively like Giancarlo Stanton or now Rafeal Devers. So he knows that. He's not looking at it as a glorified position. He's looking at it as a demotion. Look, I understand the thinking. Red Sox fans now think that this means he can just quietly have a 40-homer season and remain happy. I believe he's looking at it and going, my value to the Red Sox and other teams are diminishing by the fact that I no longer play on the field. One question I have is, will Rafeal Devers ever play third base again? For the Red Sox, I think absolutely not. Let's say that Bregman has a great year with the Sox, then opts out of his deal and leaves them for another team. There's no way the Red Sox can go back to Devers and say, here, have your position back. His days being the Red Sox third baseman are long gone. But I do believe there is a team out there that will go, I don't care about the defense, get me that big bat in my lineup and we can make it work. Let him have all of the errors in the world. I don't care if he has 30 errors in a season. Let's just get that big bat. Juan Soto, for instance, is not a good outfielder defensively, but the Mets don't care because he's a great bat in the middle of your order who's going to be clutch. He's a proven winner. And that's something that should be enticing to other teams about Rafeal Devers. The fact that he's had playoff success. He's won a World Series. He's been to another ALCS. I mean, if I were, say, the Philadelphia Phillies, I would be interested in Rafeal Devers. Alec Boehm is a good third baseman, but he's not as good as Rafeal Devers is offensively. Get Devers in the Phillies, and then you have Devers, Bryce Harper, Trey Turner. That's the type of team that should be interested in Rafeal Devers. Because I really do believe in my heart to heart, this man is obsessed with playing third base, and nobody really understands why. Like, I don't get it. I understand not being happy about being a DH. Being a 28-year-old DH is a bad look. Again, his value is down. Now, that doesn't matter because he already has the big contract, but it also means that there are going to be teams who don't want to trade for a 28-year-old DH. So there is a big part of me that wonders what the Red Sox are going to get back in a trade. There are two types of Red Sox fans right now. There are the ones who are obsessed with this story and obsessed about what's going on with Rafeal Devers, and they love all the talk about it. I'm interested in the topic as well. And then there are the other half of fans who just want the team to be good. They're tired of all the noise. They just want Devers to put up numbers and for the team to make it back to the playoffs. It is really bad luck for the Red Sox to finally have another big offseason. They bring in Alex Bregman, they bring in Walker Buehler, they bring in Garrett Crochet, and then their one superstar is kind of unhappy right now. I mean, that is bad luck, but I also believe that it is the fault of the Red Sox themselves for not telling Rafeal Devers what they were planning to do from the jump. So I, like everyone else, do not know how this entire situation is going to play out. I do believe that Rafeal Devers will remain with the Red Sox for the entirety of this season, and I hope he has a great season as a DH. He's already had flashes. As I'm talking this weekend, he's hit a walk-off home run and a grand slam. No one's questioning his elite talent as an offensive player. What I am questioning is his happiness with the Red Sox and his willingness to remain with the team long term. Do I believe that Rafeal Devers is willing to be the Red Sox designated hitter for the next 9 years of his career? Absolutely not. I believe, and you should too, that he wants to get back to playing third base, and we all know that's not going to happen with the Boston Red Sox. And I do think there are two ways of looking at a possible Rafeal Devers trade. That it's a bad position for the Red Sox to be in if he doesn't want to remain with the team, because he is your best hitter in the lineup. But I also look at it and go, the Red Sox have been a 500 team for the last few seasons now. They are again off to a 500 start. They are nothing special, even with Rafeal Devers. And sometimes teams, to hit that reset button, have to get rid of their good players to move on and finally get back to winning. Like with everything I talk about on this podcast, I am willing to admit that there is a possibility I am wrong about this situation. Maybe Rafeal Devers is going to learn to be content playing the DH position for the Boston Red Sox. Maybe this was just a bad look, that he's just making bad comment after bad comment. But usually in the world of sports, when something like this happens over and over and over again, changes are made. And it's either going to be because Rafeal Devers wants out, or, and nobody's even thought about this possibility, what if the Red Sox don't want him anymore? What if Craig Breslow is saying, I'm the GM of this team, I didn't give this guy this money, we need to let go of him and get back a good package? I also just don't know how to feel about Red Sox manager Alex Cora and all of this. I mean, it is his fault that Rafeal Devers never improved defensively, and it is his fault that he never dealt with the issue. He never said you're bad, clearly to him privately. It kind of feels like that, like Rafeal Devers is acting like he is completely blindsided by the fact that he is not a good defensive third baseman. You can be mad at Rafeal Devers being unwilling to play first base all you want, but you know how everyone would react if he just played that position and then started to make a ton of errors. Like, nobody was going to be happy with that solution either. I don't think Rafeal Devers could become a good defensive third baseman. It would just be a spot to, again, hide his bad defense. This is a complicated situation. There is no right side or wrong side. I believe both parties are completely at fault. I understand what Rafeal Devers is probably thinking about the Boston Red Sox right now. He is probably wondering if he has a future here. If I had to guess, I would guess that Devers is probably looking at the situation in the long term, and the Red Sox are thinking about it short term. Oh, you'll play first base until Tristan Casas gets back, and then we can play you back at DH. And he's going, I don't want to do that. I don't know where I'm going to be with this team in the next 3 to 5 years. I guess as a fan of the Red Sox, I'm left wondering if I even want Rafeal Devers on this team anymore. I mean, yes, I do. I mean, he's one of the best offensive players in the game. He's really consistent. He's had 3 seasons of over 30 home runs and 100 RBIs. But more than keeping him on the team, I want the team to go back to being a consistent winning one. And I just don't know if that's going to happen with Rafeal Devers on the roster. Right now, I believe the absolute worst case scenario for the Red Sox is this, that they have another 500 season, Alex Bregman has a stellar year, opts out, joins another team, and you are stuck with Rafeal Devers, who is no longer your third baseman. And how is he going to react when you get another third baseman that he also thinks is not on his level? I get it, it's a long baseball season and we're all taking this story day by day, but I really do believe that the relationship between Rafeal Devers and the Boston Red Sox could be permanently ruined. And quite possibly the only way to salvage it is if the Red Sox went on a deep playoff run, which, if I'm being completely honest, I don't feel great about that happening. So where I'm at with this, Rafeal Devers will have a really good offensive season. He'll hit his 30 to 35 home runs. He'll drive in his 100. I think the Red Sox will win 80 to 85 games, miss the playoffs, and then come this offseason, I see drastic changes made. Even the biggest Red Sox fans who love Rafeal Devers can't say they don't imagine the Red Sox exploring the possibility of moving on from Rafeal Devers. I just don't see the pairing of this player and this organization lasting another 9 years. He is under contract for 9 more seasons and doesn't seem happy about the current situation. He is going to want change, and again, they could possibly also want change themselves. And the last thing to say about it is, by the time the Red Sox do trade Rafeal Devers, it will probably be easy to do because he will no longer be viewed as a fan favorite. I mean, his reputation is taking a hit here these last few months. The slow start, the not wanting to play first base, and the, let's call them, loud comments he's made to the media. This, to me, all comes down to the fact that this guy, over the last few years, is used to being treated like he is the superstar of the team. He's been given this 13-year contract. He is the face of the Boston Red Sox. He is the franchise's third baseman, and he is looking at it and going, they're trying to take all of that away from me. So yes, he is painting himself as a villain, but I can can also see where he's coming from. I just thought we had gone to a point where they were going to let him play third base until he was no longer with the team. And then they made that move for Bregman. They made that change that we as fans always wanted them to, and he has been resistant to that, to say the least. Again, this is my opinion, but my belief is that Rafeal Devers' endgame is to get somewhere to play third base again, whether it's with the Red Sox or someone else. He doesn't want to play first base. He's obsessed with this idea of being an everyday third baseman. And I do believe there's a possibility of him getting his wish, because there's going to be a team out there that doesn't care about his defense. They just want his power bat in their lineup. Thanks for listening to this edition of Head to Head. I'm Cam McKinney, and there'll be a new episode of the podcast every Monday on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, so please rate, review, and subscribe.